I built a SaaS product that eventually scaled to $500 a month of recurring revenue, and I marketed it completely via social media and only social media. And through this process, I made multiple viral videos on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, which resulted in thousands of visitors coming to my website and eventually signing up for my application. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down step by step how exactly I built and scaled and approached my social media marketing approach in terms of my products. So let us get into it. Now, first of all, before we get into the actual strategy, let's talk about what exactly that I built. The app that I built is called nexusresearch.ai, which is a PDF reading and writing tool. The way that it works is really simple. Somebody just uploads a PDF, and then when you upload that PDF, the application nexusresearch.ai allows users to chat with that application to extract any information that they want without actually having to read the paper themselves, because AI and ChatGPT underneath the hood reads the paper for them and gets them all the answers. And then at the same time, they have a note-taking section where they can take notes on everything that they are reading from that paper. Very simple, very straightforward. And my target audience of people that I wanted to market this product to is students. So with that in mind, let's actually transition to talking about the actual social media strategy. So for the social media strategy, the very first video that I post on all of my accounts is a shameless marketing sales video. What I mean by this is that it is a video that is not gonna go viral. It's boring because all it is a video where I talk about the product and how great it is, the problem that it solves. I show the product in action. And this video is not gonna go viral, and that's okay because that's not the point of this video. The point of this video and posting it first specifically is so that you can pin this video at the top of your profile so that later on when your videos eventually do go viral, when people visit your account and your page, they're gonna see this video pinned to the very top, and then they're gonna end up watching it and they can see how exactly your product works and whether or not it's gonna be useful to them. I personally like getting this out of the way in the beginning rather than later on, because chances are if you post that type of video later on when you actually have like an initial base audience, they're gonna be like, what the hell is this? I don't want to see this. So I like to get it out of the way early on in the beginning and pin it as the very first video on my profile. All right, so step number 2 is to build out your initial audience. At this point, you're probably going to want to make videos talking about your product, how great it is, how it's the greatest thing in the world. But now is not the time. That is for a little bit later. And the reason why I don't think you should talk about your product too early on in terms of your account history is because of how exactly the algorithms work in terms of pushing out videos. The way the algorithm works is that you push a video and it gets tested with a very small group of people. And if that small group of people likes your video, it pushes out to a little bit of a bigger audience. And if that bigger audience likes your video, it gets pushed out to an even bigger audience, and so on and so forth until your video goes viral or it stops getting pushed out by the algorithm completely. I personally believe that if you don't have any followers on your account, it's harder for the algorithm to pinpoint who exactly is going to like your content. Eventual users that I wanted to attract was students. I wanted to build my initial base of students making funny content that will go viral among students, and the way that I did that was through entertaining videos, funny skits, and various series that I knew was going to do well with them. I made a couple of series to build out my initial audience, and some of them were if colleges were honest, if XYZ college was honest, like if Stanford was honest, if Harvard was honest. And the reason why I made this video was because it could be funny, and number 2 is because the college that they go to is a huge part of their identity. So if they see a random stranger on the internet about to make fun of their college or just talk about it in general, they're pretty incentivized and they're highly likely to watch the video for a huge portion of it or until the very end to see what exactly this random stranger on the internet is going to talk about. And those videos performed pretty well. And the reason for that, once again, is because I was making fun of or talking about providing commentary on a huge portion of a college student's identity. And I played into this again because I made another series where I do like STEM majors versus humanity majors, if college majors were honest. Basically, I would make a lot of videos that are poking fun of and making fun of these things that are very huge pieces of individuals' identities, because people want to see what randos on a stranger are going to say about their identity. So I repeated this over and over until I grew to a couple hundred or maybe like low thousands of followers. And then I transitioned into the next step about actually making content that advertises my product, but in a very clever way. I like to call this figuring out your golden piece of content. A golden piece of content is a content that is repeatable series that you can recreate over and over again. And number 2, it shows off your product to the user. And the golden piece of content for my product, nexusresearch.ai, was a series where I would find the most ridiculous, crazy articles in the world. I'm talking about articles with headlines like, what type of doctor is most likely to cheat on their partner? Crazy article headline. And then from this crazy article headline, I would say, But because I'm too lazy or too dumb and I don't want to read this article on my own, I'm going to upload it to nexusresearch.ai, which is a tool that lets me chat with my document to extract all the information that I want from it. So as you can see, I very sneakily and organically plugged my product in right there, and it showed the problem that it's solving. I'm too dumb or lazy to read the paper, and the solution that my product provides. So Nexus Research is a tool that lets me chat with it to get all the information that I want without actually having to read the paper. And because the hook in the beginning was so spicy and so interesting, people are still gonna be incentivized and still watch the video through to the very end with that tiny little 5-second plug of my product right there. And those videos did pretty well. And I milked this piece of content over and over and over again because really all I had to do was find the crazy articles. And that's honestly pretty easy. I would just go to like Google Scholar or something and look up really, really insane articles, crazy headlines. And then I would just read it, and then I would just upload it and process it with Nexus Research, get all the information that I want there. It was a great piece of content that was repeatable, it was interesting, and it showed off the value that my product provided. So that's the golden piece of content that I created for my product, but it's gonna change for every single product out there in the world. And this is gonna be the hardest part about marketing your product on social media. Finding out what exactly this golden piece of content is that can get views, but also shows off your product in action. And especially in this day and age where a lot of people can see an ad from a mile away, you have to get pretty creative in terms of how exactly you plug your product. And actually, if you're interested in learning and seeing how other accounts successfully market their products on social media, I actually created a brand new product called the contentmarketingblueprint.com, which is a database of case studies that myself and my co-founder write, which breaks down startup and business accounts on social media and breaks down the marketing strategies that they use on their content to market their product and go viral numerous times. We have case studies that feature really big popular accounts, but we also have a lot of case studies on a lot smaller accounts that you probably haven't heard of, but because my co-founder and I spend way too much time on social media, we get these really interesting accounts and we can't help but sitting down and analyzing and breaking down their marketing approach. So if you want to get access to those case studies to see how other businesses successfully market on social media, check it out at the contentmarketingblueprint.com. So that is my step-by-step guide on how exactly I approach social media marketing to my account. I think we all know that social media is one of the most powerful marketing channels that anyone can be on, but it is hard. It is really, really hard to grab people's attention. But trust me, if you can figure out that piece of content that can grab somebody's attention regularly, as well as showing off your product in action, your product is going to grow, your product is going to get a lot of users, and you'll probably make a lot of money in the process. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions that I can answer. I'll do my best to respond to every single one of them. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.